Hey Home Chefs! Today on Sip Bite Go, I'm going to teach you how to up your sous vide cooking skills with something called the mayo sear technique. Today I'll share exactly what is a mayo sear and how to finish sous vide steak, chicken, and pork in a cast iron skillet using this technique. For this particular demo, I'm going to use a sous vide steak cooked to medium rare and then finished in a cast iron skillet with the mayo sear technique. You could use this with sous vide chicken and sous vide pork as well. I can't wait to share this delicious way to sous vide steak with you. Join me in the kitchen and let's do this now. So preheat the sous vide machine to your desired temperature. Then season the steak before dropping it in the sous vide bath with salt. You can add any other seasonings you'd like as well, but at least use salt. Add the steak to a Ziploc or vacuum sealed bag and sous vide it at your desired time and temperature. Once the steak is done cooking, remove it from the bag and pat it dry with a paper towel. This is really important because you want the mayo to stick to the steak and you don't want any extra moisture on it. Smear the steak with a very thin coating of mayonnaise on all sides. As for seasonings, you can, but don't have to, add a little bit of salt and pepper or other spices you'd like, which will stick nicely to the mayo before searing the steak. Heat a cast iron skillet on the stove to medium-high. Once the cast iron pan is hot, add the mayo-coated steak that you already sous vided. Since you have the mayo, using butter or oil is completely unnecessary. Wow, I can't talk today. But it is optional. So you could add a little butter or oil to the pan and sear it with the mayo, but you really don't have to. The mayo itself will sear very nicely to form a brown crust on all sides. What you have to do though is you have to keep turning the steak for about 30 to 60 seconds on each side. And definitely don't forget to sear those edges. You want to make sure all of the steak is a beautiful brown crust. You know it's ready when the mayo has disappeared and you only see that beautiful brown crust on the steak. Just like any sous vide steak that you finish in a cast iron pan, you want to rest the steak for at least 10 minutes before slicing and serving it. This is a really important step because you want it to lock in all of the juices so when you cut it, they don't come pouring out. This is a really, really delicious way to enjoy sous vide steak, and it's definitely a very easy trick that you could use at your next party. I'm sure all of your friends will be impressed. You could also do the sous vide mayo sear technique on burgers, on chicken, on pork chops. There are really so many options for it, as long as you're going to be searing it in a cast iron skillet or perhaps even grilling the protein. Hey Home Chefs, don't forget to grab a copy of my free Sous Vide Beginner's Recipe ebook. If you think sous vide steak is delicious, wait till you try sous vide lobster, wings, corn, and more. It's like a mini preview of my popular print book, The Home Chef Sous Vide Cookbook, which is available on Amazon and has over 100 sous vide cooking recipes. I can't wait for you to check out some of my favorite dishes in this book. To get your free copy, go to freesousvidebook.com. Again, that's freesousvidebook.com. Well, I hope that you're thoroughly inspired to try your own mayo sear sous vide technique at home. It's really fun, and I can't wait to see what you make. Make sure to find me and let me know. Well, until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful and delicious day. Cheers!